Hello, okay with Zuna. And if you traded today, I hope you had a good day. Uh, Not a hot opening, but in the afternoon we had some nice action that started a little bit after 2 o'clock on the East Coast. Now, down here I have a cumulative delta, delta weight, delta trend. And notice how we moved up here and cumulative delta popped up above zero, and the zero line is pretty much the equilibrium. Uh, when price moves really far away from it, then you're looking for it to revert back to the zero line as it did in the morning here. So this indicator pretty much gives us the idea of what's going on beneath price, but there's more to trading than just some indicators. And that's what makes trading a little bit difficult for those that are just starting out in this business. Really understanding how the markets move, how the markets operate, and what their tendencies are. Uh, that's a big part of trading, and of course these indicators help. But understanding how the markets operate is a big part of trading, and this is why when you trade, if you specialize in just one market, when you're new, that's ideal. That's the best way, so you can really get to know that market. And once you do that, then it's very easy to learn how to trade other markets easily. Now, I want to focus on this move here. This move, we moved up pretty strong here. Now, take a look at the cumulative delta, which is this white line on this sell-off back. Notice how there's no selling taking place. Not a lot of people are participating in this selling. Even though it's a nice trade move down, cumulative delta barely pulls back. The delta trend, which is this line here, stays green. Okay, it turned yellow just for a couple bars, stays green, and it's well above the zero line. Now, this is a question I get asked all the time. Well, how do I know this area is going to hold? I mean, how would you know this area is going to hold? This is a pretty sharp move down, and day's price action hasn't been really bullish either. So how do I know that we're not going to go down to low of the days, etc., things like that? And that's a very good question, and that's part of what I mentioned about understanding how the markets operate and market behaviors. This will give you more confidence in your indicators. Of course, as the market moved up, it was much easier to buy these pullbacks here, okay, with this cumulative delta. But the question I get asked is, obviously everybody wants to enter around this area, and you don't have to do that to make money, but everybody's curious and everybody wants to improve. And a lot of areas like this, they occur for a couple of reasons. They're either they either correspond with prior support resistance levels or zones, and that's really why these moves occur here, and that's how other traders, more experienced traders, know to participate in these moves around this area, because they have found ways of identifying these areas, and they have enough experience to know how the markets operate. So yes, a newer trader could have waited for these other pullbacks and gotten in around this area and this area and this area easily with this cumulative delta, especially once we teach traders that once the delta weight and delta trend same color, then you have a green light to buy pullbacks with some other entry techniques that we teach them. And that's fine and safe, but everybody wants to learn and improve. So let me show you how you can combine this indicator or any other indicator with some SR zones, and how you can reduce your trading and you can reduce the amount of trades that you take, which is a big problem for a lot of traders. They overtrade, and also look for trades in areas that are important areas. In order to do that, I need to pop on here another indicator. Okay, just for the sake of saving some time, what I did was I inserted Zuna SR zones. So these are basically SR zones that get printed by these pointers here, and I want to show you, and this would answer questions for people. As you can see today, we have two of them, and they're relatively almost in the same place, but there is another one, an older one, that relates to these two. Now these zones help you understand what's going on with price action. So if you're wondering, why did price bounce off here, why didn't it bounce off down here, and why, and how do other people know to buy here, and well, this is the reason, and this is pretty much a decade. These zones are a decade of information that's inserted in here. Into these little simple humble dots. There is a lot of hard work and sweat in there. So as you can see, in the morning we have this bar here. Sellers come in, push the market down. Buyers come in at this zone. The zone was from the prior day, this area here. Now all these zones connect to each other. Now if you notice, this zone broke above a prior zone, and when we try to push below it, it held, and in the morning we gapped up. This is almost a story that's going on in the market, and once you learn to see this story through your charts, everything starts making sense so much more. We sold off, we came back, short here, we pulled back. We don't even, buyers are so aggressive, they don't even let it come back down to here, they jump back in. We consolidated in this area again because sellers came in this morning, and experienced traders see all of this on this chart. And here, this is the important part. This is where buyers came in aggressively and pushed beyond it. So when people wonder, well, in the afternoon when we pause here and we make these dramatic moves up, it's a lot. I hear a lot of traders saying, oh, this is all rigged, they can move the market anytime they want to. No, that's not true. They can't. Nobody can. Because they can move it for a period of time, a quick period of time, but they can't do it consistently every day because they'll lose money. There's reason why these moves happen. So this is why this move happens. And when you see the delta, cumulative delta, there's no selling in here. You know when it comes down here, this is where you want to step in, right inside the zone. So trading within these zones, not only will you understand what's going on in the markets and be able to read the story that the charts are telling you, but you also lower your bad trades, or you'll make better trades, less commission, and much better trades. Let's go back so you guys could see. This is starting from here in the morning. Okay, get this zone, we pop back up into it. Easy. Here's your price confirmation, that red bar there. Okay, that's a trade. We didn't get any other zones because there was much activity there. Now in the afternoon we push up and we create this zone, but in the morning we push down, we come back into it. And as you can see, there are no other zones that just produce two zones. And some days you'll get a lot, some days you'll get just a couple. If this is something I want to show you guys, if you start getting multiple zones as we did here and here, use the first one. Okay, use the first zone, and you can use the range if you want, or you can use the open to close if you want. It's up to you. Okay, and with time you'll be able to tell which one you prefer and works best with your trading. Now this is a prior zone, and we come up, and notice how every time we visit prior zones, a lot of times it's common we produce another zone because it takes power to break through those. Here we produced one, we pulled back into it, and that's a great little setup there with the delta trend green, cumulative delta pulling back to the equilibrium 0. You have the zone, you have, this is a beautiful high probability trade right there. In the morning we come back into this zone, we push up. These zones here formed, these two formed really because of this one. This major zone here had a lot of influence on price. It took a while for us to break through it. So there's a story being told, and it takes some time, but with the proper tools you can reduce the time and you can get in on trades like this. So this is definitely, as no matter what technique you're using, these zones here, no matter how you trade, what you use, what setups, these zones are very, very valuable. In conjunction with this indicator here, works really well with the zones will work with pretty much any indicator uncomplemented. This indicator below here will work really well with the SDI in conjunction with that, and of course with these zones as well. But throw some either traditional support and resistance levels, although those aren't you can draw lines almost all over your chart. They're not as nice, but I don't recommend them as much as I would as in the zones like this. Try them out, see how you like it. Start with some traditional SAR zones and see how price reacts to them, and little by little you'll get an idea. Anyways, just wanted to show why we got these moves here in the afternoon. So there are reasons to what happens in the markets every day. Thanks for watching.